All right. And on the mics, just grab it. If you're going to talk, just you can move it.
Maggie, you've done well. Everybody here's done a podcast, but so they all know the podcast mic rules.
Okay.
I think you've done a podcast.
No, but it doesn't mean I know it.
We gotta get it close to your mouth. You say put it in your mouth. Emerson, I don't have any mics for everybody, so I got all 4 mics are used. So my mics, so, but they should be loud enough to pick you up, so you should be all right. Okay, how long do you want to go out, bud?
We can go now if you want.
This going, and then I'll step out. I want to cringe.
So what is this called? What do y'all call this? Like just Idabel
Wow, jeez, we just call it. Everybody kind of calls it the media production class.
media production class? Okay.
Because we make news, podcasts, commercials,
Okay.
dumb stuff. We do a lot of just about anything digitally.
Because I seen y'all. I think y'all interviewed like one of the basketball players early in December.
That would have been Chris Bledsoe, probably.
I swear, if
That was probably our cringiest one.
I gave him the whole paper.
That's his director.
I gave him a whole paper and everything, and he asked completely different questions. I went to edit it, and I almost fell over in my chair. It's like, where did he even get these?
So this is my director of one of my news teams, the director of my other news team. She's kind of does a lot of the social media stuff, and then she's one of my old talents. But she's got a big desire in this industry, so I started coming along.
All right. So
All right, let me get this set up. I want to step out so I don't like strain anybody.
all right, this is Micah Frazier with live on 259 with Oren Jackson and Micah Frazier, and I'm here with the Idabel media production class. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. All right. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing good.
What's y'all's names?
I'm Hunter McHugh.
I'm Chloe Farley.
I'm Leslie Mullins. And I'm Emerson McElroy.
Good to meet y'all. So, like I told y'all, it was last month I'd seen y'all were interviewing a basketball player, and I thought that was really cool, y'all's production and stuff like that. And, I called the school and got a hold of y'all's teacher and, just set this up last month. I just thought it'd be cool just to talk to y'all. What do y'all like about the class? Do y'all have interest in pursuing careers in this, or?
This definitely opened up like different areas within like producing media or sports broadcasting and even TV broadcasting. There are definitely some avenues of jobs that have opened up because of this. Like I filmed the sports games, and I've realized that this is actually really good. Like I've gotten to work with Cornelius Neal.
Oh yeah,
and he's so good at announcing. I get to be all close proximity, and it's like this would be a killer job to just do.
Yeah.
I don't know about them.
I've found that it really forces you to come out of your shell a lot because you're going around interviewing people. You're being forced to be on camera. You can't be camera shy anymore.
Basically the same thing she said. I used to be really shy about being on camera. I would avoid taking pictures and everything. And then with this class, I'm being forced to be on camera, forced to interview new people. Just the opportunity of new friends. And I like being creative with my social media posts and interviewing people. So I was able to come in my freshman year and be the lead anchor, both my freshman and sophomore year for our newscast. And I kind of realized that I wanted to keep that going as I got out of high school and try it for real in the real industry because I liked talking, I liked being on camera, and hey, that put it to use.
Yeah. Well, that's good. How are you implementing that now?
I still try and get in as much as I can. I'm not in the class right now because I have too many credits in it now, but I still try and do it as much as I can. I like to go to a radio station if I can, just kind of anything that I can do along the way. I like to do it.
What have you learned? Like one of the biggest things. What have you learned about yourself? Like you mentioned, you had to come out of your shell.
I've definitely learned that I can actually I can get people to do what I need them to do, and I know that's stupid, but hey, this is your job, and I can work with you as much as possible on it, but here are my responsibilities. This is yours. Go get it done. And I'm amazed with how creative people can get when I just assign them a job and they actually get the power to go and do it. And yeah, I feel proud as a director to see how creative, the people I work with are.
Yeah.
And especially with a lot of with Chris Bledsoe's interview. That was just, hey, we need to do something since basketball season started. And I thought it was pretty good. And I'm proud that, we're able to talk to all these people around the school as much as we are.
Yeah.
Get a look at Idabel.
I agree with him. As a director, everyone's creativity is really astounding. And I've also found how sociable they can be. Because typically a lot of people are really scared when they first start. And they really end up able to just go up to new people, introduce themselves, start talking a lot and everything.
Oh, what if I learn?
What have you learned? Yeah, about yourself. Getting, like she mentioned, coming out of your shell. Maybe you're kind of shy and stuff. But in this industry, getting into this is you kind of got to be more open.
Yeah. Basically, I was gonna say what she was gonna say, but honestly, I guess. Oh, I learned that I could be more social around like new people, and they could be, most people around school they'd be like really quiet when you go up to talk to them. When they learn that they're on camera, they talk more. I guess. Let me just stop.
So my job is a little bit different than all of theirs. I don't really go out and talk to people and find the stories. I more just write the script, make sure everyone has their stories. And I know it's changed in class now since I was there. But my job, I had to make sure everyone knew what they were doing, write my script, and just go record it. So my job was a little bit different, but I did learn how to put a script together and type that and make sure it flows smoothly and all of that.
So y'all are learning there's people behind the works of what everybody sees on y'all's social media posts and stuff. There are people, and that works with like even here on the radio, TV, there's executives and stuff, producers behind the scene that you'll never know. Of course you see the credits rolling and yeah, their name's there, but you never get to see them or whatever. You get the on-air talent, you got the reporters, you got this and that. So, so what made it interesting for y'all? Like, why did y'all want to get into this?
Again, it was after recording a bunch of the sports events for the high school. I realized I actually have an interest in sports broadcasting, but I hadn't actually had a real how do you even go about that. But after getting to work on the media production class, I realized that this is, you can do internships and amongst other things and really work your way up in the broadcasting world. And tons of other people have done it where they started out small and then all of a sudden now they're big time broadcasters for all these different sports. And that's another thing is I have an interest in not just football or basketball. You can show me a sport and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be an amazing career to look into is sports broadcasting.
For me, the class was kind of a filler for my senior year, but I enjoy how busy it keeps me because I'm the type of person that gets really anxious whenever they don't have anything to do.
Uh-huh.
So I like how I always have to have something to do with this class.
I like that it gives me so many opportunities to get out of class, honestly. Most of the time I'll just sit at my desk and make social media posts, but every now and then I can go out and interview people throughout the school and meet new people.
So I kind of got into this in 8th grade when one of my librarians came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to make some videos for Facebook? And I was like, sure, why not? And then I learned that there was a class in high school for it. I was like, let me get in that
Yeah.
and just keep going. And I've decided that I really loved it and want to keep doing it.
So does it interest you more that it's not this, like as a job is not the same as going to work somewhere where, you're clocking in at 8. This may be, you see the news people, they get there at 4 a.m. and, they're there till whatever. And once their show's over, they may be on from 4 to 8 and that's only 4 hours. But the next 4 hours is when they get tomorrow's show going, but it's not necessarily something like a clock in, clock out. If you're going to be doing sports casts and stuff, you're going to be, you might have a game at 11, that y'all just, the basketball games this past week and stuff have just been different times. So it's not a, 9 to 5 or anything like that. It's more of a, like you said, you get to get out of class and stuff like that. So it's not your typical 9 to 5. You do get to make it, a lot of it is contracts.
Yeah.
So you're contracted in, so you don't count the hours, you don't count the minutes. You may work more than 40 hours, you may work less than 40 hours, but you're getting to do what you love. And, like you got a passion for, doing the sports, you're really not going to be working. I always see the Oklahoma City Thunder, the guy that, he's in Oklahoma City and all the players come up to him, whenever they won the championship. He was the first one, not Fox, not, all these big it was the guy from Oklahoma City. They all come up to him first and did the interview first because he's there at every game. He was there when they were, weren't doing so good. So you build those relationships and you get to rub elbows with Oklahoma City, world champions. You get the first interview for them, after the game. So is that something that, appeals to you more of you get to get out of class, you get to, it's not so you got to be here from 8 to 5. It's more of you can show up at 6, do your show from 7 to 8, and then I need you to go out to, whatever, go out and do the weather or go out and do hey, we got a story at Idabel High School. Can you go over there and, talk to the principal about this? Yeah. And it's more of you're on your own time. You can get lunch while you're there and you can just make your own time pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's definitely my favorite part about it is you have to make your own time where hey, it's at this, so just get ready for 3 hours of the day.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm gonna get prepared for the 3 hours, and I don't like a 9 to 5. I think the set schedule, like I like being at a different time at a different place, or being as flexible as they can be without the same thing happening every single day. Like I love something new happening. As much as I like a rhythm, I don't like doing the same cycle over and over again. And so that's where like freelancing broadcasting would be incredible to me. Is I would be on my own time or loosely on someone else's time, but not like, hey, you're working 9 to 5 now and deal with it.
Yeah.
And like I get to make my own hours. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I agree with him. I also prefer something spontaneous over completely fixed. I feel like I would start going crazy if it was just the same thing over and over again. I agree. I like doing things in my own time, having my own time. I don't like when people interrupt me while doing it. Like at my job, it's just straight 4 to 11, and we have our set schedule. It's just very stressful because working in the fast food, it's just you got to do this and this over and over again. Yeah, I like staying busy, but not too busy.
See, I'm a little bit different than these others. I like a little bit of spontaneity, but I also want a little bit of a set schedule because if I don't have one set thing to do, oh my goodness, that is not me. I like a little bit of spontaneity, yes, but I also like my set schedule.
Yeah. So you are more of you make sure everything else happens. You're the director of everything. Like you make sure he's got his spot, you got your spot, you're doing the weather, y'all all three got y'all's own little spots. You're making sure it all comes together at the end of the day.
Yeah, a little bit. I kind of like that.
don't take for granted, fast food. I remember I worked at fast food for a month and a half, but I learned so much in that, what I didn't want, what I absolutely, they kind of got me. I had to work a double shift. I was there like 16 hours as a sophomore because the two guys that were supposed to come in from the 4 to 11 or the 4 to 12, they quit. And so it was just me, and I was like, this is my first week, so I didn't want to say no, but I didn't know then that the managers were going to have to stay if I didn't say yeah. So as a kid, I wanted to make them happy and, be that good, good worker and stuff. And I ended up getting, the short end of that. And that's when I learned, I was like, no, next time I'm going to start saying no. Like, they just took me for granted because they were adults. I'm still in high school. I'm a sophomore. They were adults, but they didn't want to stay. So they, trying to church it up and, can you really do this? Can you do this for me? And of course you want to help out. You want to feel like, you're helping out and stuff. So there's a lot of things you can learn on, as y'all are getting older and, different jobs you have before you get to where you want to be. So don't take that for granted. Try to learn something in whatever job, whatever experience you have, college or, anything. I didn't even know they had broadcasting school. So, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that you won't find unless you're searching for it. So, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Ask questions. What about this? What about this? We're kind of landlocked here. So when I was growing up, they just said, go to school. And we go to school and like, for what? We're taking gen eds and stuff, and nobody told us that there was broadcasting school or there's this and that. Now, I see we get the Shreveport channel on whatever station or YouTube TV is what I got. And I see like there's younger people now, when I was y'all's age, the people, there's this age gap. Yeah, like y'all's teachers and stuff are all younger. All mine were all 60 and say, they were still the old ladies and stuff. And that's how it was with the news anchors, with the weatherman and all this stuff. They were all, now y'all see there's people fresh out of college and stuff. It's like we missed that wave. Like they spent all these years and like we were raised up in this area. So it seemed like, we didn't know nothing about it. But now more and more I see in the media, news anchors, reporters and stuff like that. They're all younger people. So it's still a booming career. It's more of media. You got your radio, your TV. It's more like everybody's moving to media. So what y'all are doing, I think, is great, and that's what it caught my attention. And I wanted to bring y'all in here, and I asked him to bring y'all in here and just talk to y'all, see what y'all liked about it and stuff. Any final words of what you wish to accomplish within the next? Do you have a 5-year goal or a goal by a certain time?
I would say my 5-year goal is I definitely want to continue recording and videoing all the different sports events, but definitely look into schooling or some kind of internship for broadcasting and just get some experience that way later in life. I can go, well, hey, I did this for so long, maybe I can get it or try my hand at it, or because you never know. And you might inquire and all of a sudden you have a really sick broadcasting job with someone just because you asked the right question and you had enough of the right experience and no one else did. That's a big thing is you always learn and get as much experience because you never know who you're going to end up running into who finds that absolutely useful. And, now you have a cool job and all the cool money.
And that's one thing is y'all are learning skills. That's the number one thing is you're learning a skill to talk, like you said, talking on the microphone. You'd be surprised how many people freeze when you put a microphone in their face, especially like doing, podcasts and stuff. You're not really talking to anybody per se. When there's nobody in the room, you're talking to a microphone, but you have to talk as if you are talking to an audience, as if there is somebody out there. So you'd be surprised how many people freeze, even grown adults and stuff. You put a microphone in their face and ask them a question, ask them 2+2, they're like, what? And they'll, you'd be surprised. So y'all are learning skills right now, and I think that's awesome.
My goal right now is I'm trying to go get a degree in biochemistry, but I feel that like broadcasting and everything opens a lot of doors for different clubs in college, like the student newspaper. I know what questions to ask, what to ask them, and everything.
My 5-year goal, I would like to get my bachelor's, and I think it's my master's in nursing. And while I'm in college, I would like to continue doing something like this because I've learned how fun it is, I guess.
So I'm gonna go to college and get the communications program, multimedia, just kind of anything that I can do to keep in this and make it worthwhile for after college when I'm done.
That sounds good. Well, I enjoyed having y'all. I enjoy y'all's work. I appreciate you, what y'all are doing. Y'all are the next generation coming up, and who knows what kind of new media outlet. There was no social media when I was y'all's age. There was no Twitter. I know it sounds crazy. There was no, the Facebook was just updates and memes. That's all it was. There was no reels. There was videos and stuff, but it was like our own. There was no social media, presence like there is now. So who knows what's going, as y'all further y'all's career, who knows what's next. And staying in this and updating your portfolio and stuff will always keep you in that, for whatever comes next. So
Right.
I appreciate y'all staying here. I appreciate y'all coming over. And if y'all ever want to come back, if y'all got something new coming up that y'all want to talk about, y'all are more than welcome to come up here.
Can we ask y'all some questions?
Oh, sure. Do you want him to?
Yes. Straight up, hold on, Travis.
Is that mud?
No, it's our.
I'll make sure like my camera was beeping.
So they want to ask us some questions.
Interview the interviewer.
Interview the interviewer.
Right now?
Right now. Are you busy?
I'm all busy.
All right. I don't know how we're gonna make
I
this.
noticed it right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just answer from right here.
All right.
What inspired y'all to get into this field of work?
Kind of what y'all are talking about for me. I didn't know about the freedom of being able to just do the show, and then we go out and visit with businesses and stuff after that. But it's after the show, that's the only hard set time that we have to be here. And I'm a personality. Like I like being funny. I like making people laugh. I've always been an entertainer, and so it just kind of fits. And the station in Broken Bow, I was dropping my kids off at school last year, and I just turned on the radio and I heard, send your resumes to this whatever, and I knew the owner, so I texted him. I was like, "Y'all hiring?" And he's like, "Yeah, why are you looking?" I was like, "I may be," and so I didn't know what was all going to come with it and stuff, but I just knew I like doing this. I like talking on a microphone. I like everything that has broadcasting wise,
Right.
production wise, editing, all that. I love all of that.
What inspired me,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a unique job. I like using my voice. And, yeah.
Do you think as AI continues to become what it is, the broadcasting jobs or any of that are at harm or?
Of course. For sure.
I would say yes and no, because AI right now is not, it still has its flaws,
Right.
but it can never, it's technology, it can never feel, or it can't have emotions. So that's one thing that you can bring. You have your personality. You have your
Yeah.
personality. You have yours, and you have yours. So that's one thing that it can't mimic. It can come up with ideas. It can come up with stories. It can come up with, definitely helps us coming up with new ideas. Or if I just have a something I want to talk about, like, it could be, random facts about Tuesday, and it'll give me a whole, hey, it helps that, but it can't say it in my voice. It can't say it how I want to say it, or those are just guidelines and how I talk or how I speak or how I want to speak to the audience. I'll flip it I guess ad lib it like actors do.
Yeah.
Screenwriters, they can write the movies, but then when you get a great actor in there, they'll ad lib or they'll say it how they want to say it or inflect the voice that they want to inflect. So.
The question was,
AI, you already said that.
yeah, of course. I think it will. But yeah, nothing's better than a real person behind the mic. I feel like more people enjoy that. Like it's more personal.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a clone or.
Yeah, but I think AI can get close to expressing some emotions.
It definitely has.
Yeah, they get close for sure. And I mean, if I owned a radio station, I'd probably go all AI, just the smartest move financially.
See how long it takes to someone actually does.
Yeah.
Anything else?
How would you advise someone who wants to get into the broadcasting?
Like, how do you
I
get your foot in the door?
Yes.
Just walk into the radio station.
And ask them what you can do.
Yeah.
Even, they need people who board off for like even y'all's basketball games and stuff. When they hear that, they want people, stuff like that. A lot of work before you start making money in this. If you have an idea or something, you got to realize it's going to be free. It's going to be on your own time. It's going to be on your own dime until there's something we can make off this. Okay, now you look at social media and stuff. Your influencers and stuff, they're just making videos until TikTok's like, hey, you got 5 million views on your video. Here's $1,500. It's you start the groundwork on your own, but a lot of that is just going in and asking questions. How can I? And like I said, they always need something for somebody, but for people like us, it's not enough. For y'all right now, if $50 or $100 to do a basketball game sounds pretty cool. But for people like our age and stuff, we're looking for full-time jobs. We're looking for like $100 ain't gonna cut it, dog.
Yeah.
But like right now, y'all could get that experience of just doing basketball games, board ops, and then working your way up to where you have that experience.
I was board up in games when I was 13, 14 at KDQN, 92.1. Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I looked at a board too, it was like rocket science. It was like, yo, what is this? But now it's like, I don't know if y'all have ever messed with a board like this.
Oh, no.
But yeah, we actually need a board up. So if any one of y'all four would like a good job,
You might actually know.
I would love to talk to you after.
But yeah, like interning, anything, especially if don't sell yourself short. Don't do everything for free. Don't be that person where they're gonna call you first because you'll do it for free. But a lot of stuff is, hey, can you do this? And if what we can talk about, make sure there's a after. We'll see how you do, and then after this, we'll talk about a job or bringing you on. But don't just continue just to that kid will do it for free. So call him up, and you're not getting paid for your time. But yeah, definitely just go in and ask questions wherever you're at. And they got college radio stations and stuff. So, they're always looking for people like that. It could be a couple hours a day. It could be 4 hours, just whenever you have time. But definitely ask questions.
Appreciate you guys' time.
All right, no problem.
We
Hey,
had,
thank y'all very
Emily
much.
Kendrick, she, if y'all know her, she was running the Southeastern radio station.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Mhm. She came through. She was never able to get in our program because of timing, but we threw her under us anytime we could. That's the thing. I'll take any kid who wants to be on camera, even if they're not in this class. If they want to do something, let's do
Yeah.
it. All right.
Well, I appreciate y'all very much, son.
This is a lot of fun.
Huh?